The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioner's Reports is a headline news podcast brought to you in part by the Department of Communications and Media Relations. Commissioner's Reports is a summary of the agenda and outcomes of Board of County Commissioner meetings, related public information, and events. Hello, and welcome to Commissioner's Reports. I'm your host, Kevin G. Schmidt. In this week's Board of County Commissioner meeting, public service announcements. Commissioner President Hance wished students, staff, and parents a safe and productive new school year. Proclamation: Skills USA Maryland State Championship. Nick Boswell, Travis Winston, Caroline Robinson. Recognition: Skills USA Maryland State Championship is an esteemed event where students from across the state demonstrate exceptional occupational and leadership skills. The students of Calvert County Public Schools Career and Technical Academy have consistently demonstrated their dedication, commitment, and passion for excellence in various fields. Nick and Travis, volunteers at Prince Frederick Volunteer Fire Department, and Carolyn Robinson, a volunteer at Huntingtown Volunteer Fire Department, showcase their exceptional skills, knowledge, and expertise in firefighting, securing 2 silver and 1 gold medal. The BOCC extend their sincerest congratulations and best wishes for continued success in all their future endeavors. Preparedness Month. Recognition: National Preparedness Month is observed each September and provides an opportunity to highlight the important role of citizens as they prepare for emergencies in their homes, businesses, schools, and communities. This nationwide observance encourages all Americans to learn more ways to prepare for all types of emergencies, from natural disasters to potential terrorist attack. The Federal Emergency Management Agency urges all Americans to observe National Preparedness Month by taking time to build an emergency supply kit, make a family emergency plan, be informed about different threats and their appropriate responses, and get involved in preparing their community. Jenny Plummer-Welker Recognition. Jenny Plummer-Welker is retiring on September 8, 2023, after dedicating over 29 years of exemplary, faithful, and loyal service to the citizens of Calvert County and the state of Maryland. Jenny was instrumental in overseeing the processes which led to the development and adoption of many of the county's most important long-range plans, including Calvert County Comprehensive Plan updates, the Land Preservation, Parks, and Recreation Plan, and the Town Center Master Plans, and in doing so will have forever left her imprint on Calvert County and its citizens. The BOCC joins the community, Jenny's co-workers, family, and friends in conveying our collective gratitude for her service and best wishes for a long, healthy, and happy retirement with continued success in all her future endeavors. Thomas Lamore Recognition. Mr. Thomas Lamore was appointed to the Huntingtown Architectural Review Committee on April 10, 2001, and served on the committee until May 17, 2023. Mr. Lamore lives in Huntingtown and has always shown compassion and dedication to the appearance of Calvert County and Huntingtown Town Center. His attention to detail, understanding of the development process, politeness, sense of optimism, and warm-heartedness makes him a treasured asset to the committee. The BOCC joined with Mr. Lamore's family, friends, and fellow citizens in extending best wishes for continued success in all his future endeavors. Appointments: Mara Cunningham, Natalie Thon, Tracy Dolina Watkins were appointed, and Alexander Renita, Lisa Donner, Stephanie Lang, and Teresa Spittle were reappointed to the Social Services Advisory Board. Dave McDowell was appointed, and Ashley Bress was reappointed to the Fire and Rescue Commission. Donald Dembro was appointed, and Thomas Reniker was reappointed to the Building Board of Calvert County. In a consent calendar, Department of Public Safety, Huntingtown Volunteer Fire Department and Rescue Squad, $73,000 apparatus grant for Command 6. Department of Planning and Zoning, MD Department of Emergency Management Subaward Agreement for $25,000 in reimbursable funds to update Calvert's flood mitigation plan. Department of Finance and Budget, award recommendation for surveying services. Department of Finance and Budget, Fiscal Year 24, $17,000 police recruitment and retention grant award and budget adjustment. All consent agenda items were adopted as presented. In new business, Department of Finance and Budget forward funding memo. The Department of Finance and Budget requested the BOCC to review a resolution which indicates the intent to reimburse the county for expenditures on specific projects that will be funded by the future sale of the general obligation bonds. There are several projects in the FY24 capital budget that will be funded through the sale of general obligation bonds. The Maryland Department of Environment loans will be reimbursed once the county prepares to start construction of the ever-evolving project slate. A resolution of intent to reimburse is required to reimburse the general fund once the bonds have been sold or the loan has been settled. After discussion, the BOCC approved and adopted the resolution. Department of Parks and Recreation, CCPR, Chesapeake Hills Golf Course Clubhouse Vendor Program and Fees. The new Chesapeake Hills Golf Course Clubhouse is scheduled for completion this calendar year and will contain a rental facility that patrons can use for events. The recommended rental package fees for the clubhouse were approved in the 2024 fee schedule, however, have not yet been added to 2023. Furthermore, CCPR is recommending a vendor advertising fee along with a vendor agreement that will allow vendors to be advertised to potential renters. Through this agreement, approved vendors gain access to advertise their business by their information being distributed to patrons seeking to book the facilities. An advertising fee is applied if a vendor wishes to be advertised in this manner. A fee is not applied if a vendor only wishes to be vetted through the county's approved procurement procedures. These fees are comparable with surrounding venues, but affordable enough to ensure that Calvert County residents and visitors may enjoy the facility and services that the new clubhouse can provide. After discussion, the BOCC approved and adopted the resolution setting the Chesapeake Hills Golf Course Clubhouse rental package and advertising fees and approved the vendor agreement template. Department of Community Resources, budget amendment for the North Beach Senior Center sprinkler system. In July 2023, a rupture in the dry sprinkler system on the second floor of the North Beach Senior Center resulted in a breach that caused flooding on the lower level. During the cleanup process, the Department of Public Works, Building and Grounds Division, B&G, staff discovered the pipe was severely corroded and at risk of causing additional flooding. To avoid further damage, B&G proposed replacing the entire dry system with a higher quality galvanized pipe. B&G has received 2 quotes that project a total cost for the new pipe installation of $31,384.25 and drywall/ceiling repairs totaling $24,768.40. There is existing county funding in the Calvert Pines Senior Center expansion and renovation budget that can be transferred to cover this emergency expense. After discussion, the BOCC approved the budget amendment to make the emergency sprinkler repairs to North Beach Senior Center. Department of Human Resources, Maryland Time to Act, TTCA, presentation. On April 9, 2022, the Maryland General Assembly voted to override Governor Larry Hogan's veto to enact the legislation establishing a paid family and medical leave insurance program to which employers, employees, and self-employed individuals would make contributions and provide up to 12 weeks of paid leave to care for oneself or a qualifying family member. The original legislation for TTCA was amended in some significant ways during the 2023 session. Staff is currently evaluating the implications of the Maryland TTCA. This act presents various options for providing paid leave to eligible employees, and it is essential for the BOCC to make an informed decision that aligns with the best interests of Calvert County government and its workforce. The BOCC shared collective displeasure with the new state law. However, after discussion, the BOCC moved to approve staff to work with the MACO Collaborative and gather additional information on a, quote, contract/alternative plan versus the default state plan or a self-administered alternative plan. Office of the County Attorney, requests for state legislation. Each year, Calvert County government staff presents a list of legislative requests for the BOCC to consider presenting to the General Assembly in Annapolis to better support our community. Because commissioner counties have only those powers specifically granted to them, it is important that the BOCC consider the powers they would like to have in the future and request the same from the General Assembly and Governor. This year, county departments and the community submitted 7 requests for the board's consideration. Request number 1. The BOCC is requesting authority to create a local preference authority for the county to create a local preference in the procurement of goods and services. Request number 2. The BOCC seek legislation authorizing the county to regulate the solicitation of money within public rights-of-way by adding Calvert to the existing law within the transportation article applicable in Allegheny and Cecil counties. Request number 3. Technology Services has requested that the formal solicitation limit be raised from $30,000 to $50,000. Request number 4. Parks and Recreation is requesting an amendment to the Maryland State Annotated Code, modifying language pertaining to gaming revenue to increase the state admissions and amusement tax, which the county receives from electronic gaming, from 4% to 6%. Request number 5. A citizen has requested to outlaw all companies like Mosquito Joe and Mosquito Sheriff that are spraying backyards with pyrethrins that kill pollinators. Request number 6. A citizen has requested to require state and local government agencies to use alternative chemicals for de-icing salt to be developed/identified by the Environmental Department. Request number 7. A citizen has requested that boats and real estate transfer on death without the need to go through probate. Request number 8. A citizen has requested better speed control on Route 4, including the use of speed cameras. Request number 9. A citizen has requested that a physician or physician group practice be prohibited from owning/operating a physical therapy clinic. This would help support the federal physician self-referral, or Stark Law, which prohibits a physician from referring their patients to a physical therapy clinic that is within their building. Request number 10. A citizen has requested legislation intended to address a perception of conflicts of interest. This informational presentation is to prepare the BOCC to take an in favor or not in favor position on these legislative requests ahead of forwarding the action items to the General Assembly for consideration. Department of Planning and Zoning, Dunkirk and Prince Frederick Bikeways Feasibility Study. The Maryland Department of Transportation's Kim Lampier Bikeways Network Program is a state-funded grant program open to local governments, metropolitan planning organizations, nonprofit organizations, and federal, state, and transit agencies. In 2021, the BOCC was awarded grant funding from the Bikeways Network program in the amount of $88,000, with a matching fund contribution of $22,000. Staff presented high-level concepts from the Dunkirk and Prince Frederick Feasibility Study's final report. The report includes several types of recommendations: improvements to the Calvert County Road and Site Design Ordinance, the addition of a roadway classification plan for the town centers, and short and long-term projects for the Dunkirk and Prince Frederick town centers. There is no BOCC meeting next week. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Calvert County Board of County Commissioners is September 12th, 2023 at 10 a.m. In other Calvert County local news, the Department of Planning and Zoning invites county residents to participate in the Calvert County Zoning Ordinance Update process. Citizens are invited to participate through public comment, public workshops, and observing work sessions and meetings, to have a voice in shaping local development and land use policies, and actively contribute to the well-being and future of the community. For more information and to view the draft articles, visit www.calvertcountymd.gov/zoning ordinance update. Survey seeks resident feedback to improve Calvert County services. Calvert County residents can help improve their county government services by participating in a new community survey that aims to help officials better understand residents' priorities, concerns on county services, and overall quality of life. Residents who responded previously are encouraged to respond again. The latest survey is available at www.calvertcountymd.gov/survey and asks residents to rate their experience with different aspects of life in Calvert County, including housing, education, transportation, and public safety. Feedback will be used by county officials and staff to better identify and understand concerns and enhance the county's responsiveness to community issues. Election Board to hold special meeting to gather public feedback on proposed precinct changes. The Calvert County Election Board will hold a special meeting on Tuesday, September 12, 2023 at 7 p.m. to gather public feedback on proposed changes to polling place locations. The meeting is open to the public and will be held in the auditorium of the Calvert Pines Senior Center, located at 450 West Dares Beach Road in Prince Frederick. Members of the public may also participate virtually through Zoom. Visit www.calvertcountymd.gov/elections for more information. That concludes our broadcast. The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners' Reports is a headline news podcast. Stay current with other news in Calvert County by following and liking the Calvert County Government's Facebook page at facebook.com/Calvert County MD, on Instagram at Calvert Broadcast, on YouTube, youtube.com/Calvert County Gov, and our official website, www.calvertcountymd.gov. Thank you.